Kris, 4 consecutive victories, all 4 games, 2 or fewer goals against. Just a thought: is it coincidence or circumstance when that occurs? When you're less than the goals against, you have greater success.
Well, I think a lot of things have been part of that. Obviously, when you are limiting your goals against, you're going to win. And that's not just the Edmonton Oilers, every NHL team. And so that's important to keep the goals against down. And I think a lot of things are a factor of that. I think our 5-on-5 play has been a lot better last couple of weeks. The penalty kills not been giving up goals. They've been pretty sharp through this little stretch. But probably the biggest thing is goaltending. I think obviously Skins has had the majority of the games. He's played really well and picks the other day. But I think all those factors.
Now that you had a game to digest it, what do you think of the changes with the defense pairings, with Nurse going with Darnay and Kulak and Cece?
It was just one game, and I thought they were outstanding. I liked all the pairs. A couple of guys that really thought they elevated their game, played well. It was Pittsburgh, who was at the end of a road trip, long road trip for them, and we're going to get tested a lot more tonight against Boston. But for one game, I thought they worked well together.
In your time here, Kris, how do you describe the progression of Vincent Desharnais?
I think he's always defended really well. Takes up a lot of space. He's physical. I think right now, from what I saw from day one when I got here to what he is now, just a little more confidence with the puck. I think he could make those plays, but I think he's just feeling more confidence with his game, what allows him to make those plays. And just when the player has confidence, he has a little more time on the ice, and he can see that attacker pressuring down on him, or the winger that's open along the wall, or whatever the situation is. And I think he's just building his confidence to become I think he's always been a good defender. I think right now, just being a good defender and transporting the puck really well.
What do you like about Dylan Holloway playing inside?
The speed. Well, one thing, I definitely the speed would be the biggest thing. Being able to use his legs a lot more than when he's on the wall. He is pretty good on the face-offs, and I know him when he is playing with DR, they switch, playing the face-offs on the right side, left side. But I just think he gets around the ice so well, and as a winger, you're more stationary, more stops and starts. Centermen, they're moving, and you look at our centermen that we have, especially with David and McLeod. You can see how well they move and roam around the ice. Dylan's similar to that, and I think it's his adds to his game when he's allowed to do that.
I realize the focus is on your team, but when you're prepping for Boston, is there a team that plays an aggressive zone D better than this squad does?
Boston and Vegas would be the two come to mind. Obviously the history of the coaches, obviously when a team has had success for such a long period of time, they're usually dialed in and are very good on their details, and Boston's a prime example of that. And usually details comes down to in the defensive zone, and they've been good there.
You've been around the game a long time. Trade deadline's coming. Guys are going to come. Guys maybe are going to go. Can you maybe speak a little bit about the perils of you're adding players, you're taking players out, but this is a pretty good team, and they got pretty good chemistry, and they're pretty tight off the ice as well as on the ice. Is there some peril in moving players out of something that's working pretty good?
You always have to be careful about making changes just for the fact of changing. You have to be careful of, yes, you may be adding a player that's a high-quality player, but you have to know the effect on what you're taking out of your lineup, and maybe you're disrupting the chemistry within the team or chemistry within that line mate or whatever it is. And I think it's really important to add the right type of player. And often you look at the best player available doesn't usually work out the best. And, I think the conversations that I've had with Ken and Ken's had with numerous people within the organization on what's best for us. And I think Ken's got a great handle on what we need. That being said, I like our team. I think we've got a lot of good players, and we'll see on Friday.
Probably better way to phrase this, but going back to the deep pairings, when will you know that you have it, quote unquote? obviously the team pairings have worked pretty well, and when you're looking at those two that you're changing, what are you kind of, I guess, looking for?
Well, I think, the other night it was an easier game for us to play. Our team played well. It wasn't Pittsburgh's best game, and everything looked like, that's the way we should be playing. But as we play some tougher games, especially when we're on the road, we'll find out exactly how much we like those pairs. And, it's ongoing, and maybe it's for a certain opponent and then we switch back. We'll see.